And we're live. Welcome back, everybody. DivCatcher Radio back again. We have an exciting stream today. Yesterday, it kind of became apparent that a lot of people are kind of stuck on PulseChain because they can't get enough PLS for gas fees. Basically, the only people that can do anything with their with PulseChain are the people that sacrificed, because people that sacrifice for PLSX, for instance, they only got one PLS. That one PLS can't really do much. Yesterday, we were looking at all the gas fees on some of the websites related to PulseChain, and so I thought that the bridge would be able to, get people onboarded into PLS for the gas fees that they may need to do whatever they want. But then when I was kind of sleuthing around on chain, I realized that I thought you would be able to buy wrapped PLS on Uniswap on Ethereum and then bridge it over. But that alone costs about $70 of gas on the front end, and then you have to pay gas on the back end to unwrap the PLS. And then Richard kind of confirmed that there's really no way to get PLS just yet. They said that the PulseChain bridge developers were going to be focused on clearing out the backlog of the current bridge. There's something like $30 million waiting to be bridged into PulseChain. And so I decided that I would make some type of cross-chain escrow system that allows people to convert ETH into PLS that they can use for gas fees. So all in all, this really was about 24 hours from the idea. Let me see what time I said. I texted Golki. I was like, let me see what time I texted him. Oh, wow. Literally exactly 24 hours ago at 5:06 p.m. I said, should I make an ETH PLS OTC contract to help people buy Pulse for gas? He says, will it become irrelevant when the bridge goes live? This is before the bridge launched. I said, no, because if you don't have PLS, you can't pay for gas to use the bridge, but it might not be fully needed by all users. And so I said that at 5:06, and then at about 5:45, I sent him a screenshot of the contract. It's literally just 4 functions, super simple. And I'm like, LOL. I was like, yeah, it's very simple. Then on the back end, it reads from the contract and constructs a Merkle tree. So that was about 24 hours ago. This idea kind of came to me. And I mean, so far, I kind of have a lot of experience building these escrow contracts, right? Like we have all the stake pools are basically escrow contracts. Team had a big escrow contract with that 369 escrow where that maxi is locked up and gets emitted, in years 369. Basically all the contracts have some type of escrowing function. So I have, kind of audited code and audited techniques to support, this type of escrow. And so I decided to just kind of put it together. And I think as of now, we have something that so far works on my testing. And so what we're going to do is it's open up now for people to test on their own. So here, why don't I just share my screen and we can go over this. Let's say how to chat real quick. Name in the house once again. Gold key. Nice little bridge. Mrs. Hexagon says, spill the tea. David Gomez, what's up? Explain how this works. 1 second. Do a demo. We need an on-ramp. So, I mean, this can be used as an on-ramp, but it's really meant to be used for gas fees. And I'll explain some of the dynamics, for that in a little bit. Pulse gas is still $13.60 for a simple swap. I mean, all things considered, that's not that much, but it's just hard to get any. So here we are. Mrs. Hexton says crazy work ethic. Nice. Thank you. We are ready. Okay, me too. Let me share my screen. So you can go this now. It's called gasbridge.anvil.app. So first, just for now, this opens up. It says this is a testnet sequence. It will operate on Sepolia testnet and PulseChain testnet v4. Sepolia is in your MetaMask, and you can add testnet v4 RPC information here. So I just add the testnet for PulseChain v4, and you can get Sepolia testnet ETH at this link. So just go there if you're not set up on Sepolia. So in this case, Sepolia is to Ethereum mainnet what PulseChain testnet v4 is to PulseChain mainnet. So right here, I just kind of explained how it all works. I didn't really do much on the design of this page. I just wanted to get it done quickly. So the problem is that people that did not sacrifice for PulseChain do not have enough PLS to do anything and don't have an easy way to get it. The solution is GasBridge. It's a platform that lets you trustlessishly convert ETH into PLS through a cross-chain dual contract escrow system administered by the Escrow Agent. Here's how it works. Users that have ETH and want Pulse will deposit ETH into the Ethereum escrow contract. Users that have Pulse and want ETH will deposit Pulse into the PulseChain escrow contract. After some time, the escrow agent address will run a function called setDepositPeriod to be false to disable further deposits. So this is the current version. You know, if this is successful and people want to continue doing this, I might build it so it can be an ongoing thing. But kind of like, I mean, this is kind of my modus operandi. Like with Maxi, it was a one and done thing. Then we figured out an ongoing thing with the perpetuals. And so similar thing here where this is a one-time, we're going to do a one-time sequence on mainnet just to figure it out and see if people like it and if it solves the problem. And so after some period of time, I haven't decided how long the mainnet sequence is going to be. It'll be like the deposits will be stopped. And then the escrow agent will calculate a redemption ratio that's based on the amount of ETH deposited in there compared to the amount of Pulse. So say there's 10 ETH and 10 ETH deposited and 10 million Pulse deposited. That means that per every 1 ETH that you put in on the ETH side, you can redeem 1 million Pulse on the PulseChain side. So the escrow agent will use these values and the list of depositors that is captured in the deposit contract events to compose 2 Merkle trees containing addresses and the amount that they can redeem. So if you don't know already, Merkle trees are it's something that smart contracts use for things like airdrops. Like for instance, with Hex, the Bitcoin free claim, that was done through a Merkle tree. The upcoming pool party airdrop, that's done through a Merkle tree. And it's just a way to package a lot of data that you don't need to store on chain and in the contract, but you can have the contract verify that, data that someone is transmitting on chain through the contract matches data that is stored off chain. And so it's like a trustless way to kind of bridge that off chain to on chain gap. So that's where these redemption values will be stored, is in this, publicly published Merkle tree that will be put forth. So the Merkle tree of depositors on ETH will be added to the PulseChain escrow contract, and vice versa. So, I guess to put that more simply, all the people that deposit ETH will be logged in the PulseChain escrow contract, and all the people that put in Pulse will be logged in the ETH contract. So you deposit in the ETH contract, and then your address and an amount you can redeem is spit out on the PulseChain side. So that's how the bridge effectively works. So the escrow agent will then run a function called add Merkle root and set redeem period to be true on both the escrow contracts to activate the redemption. So the escrow agent is volunteering. There's, with this, there's no fee, there's no nothing. It's purely a voluntary effort. So the escrow agent is gonna compose these Merkle roots, add them to the contracts, and then activate the redemption period. So that's when you'll be able to go and claim your pulse and claim your ETH. So once that happens, anyone can run the redeem functions to claim the ETH or the pulse. So these redeem functions can be run by anyone on behalf of another address. And if you run the redeem function on behalf of somebody else, you will be included in the pool party airdrop. But rather, if you run the redeem function at all, because there's no differentiating, if you ran it on behalf of someone else or yourself, you'll be included in the pool party airdrop. And so the reason we did this is because on the PulseChain side, if you don't have Pulse for gas, you wouldn't be able to use gas to come and claim yours. And so this redeem function is a public function, so anyone can run it on behalf of anybody. So anyone with Pulse can run this on the PulseChain side. That's really the side we care about, because basically everyone has ETH, anyone can get ETH, and it costs almost nothing to run this function. But on the PulseChain side, since this really is meant to be a solution for people who don't have PulseChain yet for gas, we've built in an incentive so that somebody will hopefully run the function to run this function, which sends you your pulse. So from a user's perspective, if you're coming in with ETH and you have no pulse on PulseChain, or maybe you have like one PLS and you can't do anything with it, you put in some ETH and then somebody runs it, they get saved, and they're going to be included in the pool party airdrop, and you, without having to pay any pulse and gas, suddenly have pulse in your wallet. So yeah, that's how it works. So here are the risks. Very important. The escrow agent could fail to perform the intended tasks. So, you have to weigh that in your mind. Like, do you think that they might fail? The redemption rate may be above or below a perceived market rate, since it is entirely based on the participation. You may feel like you overpaid if not enough coins on the other side from you enter the escrow. So say a bunch of people put in ETH, like say like 1 million ETH goes into this thing, but only one PLS goes in. That one PLS is now split over that 1 million ETH. And so in that case, you may feel like you overpaid because, there just wasn't enough PLS that went in. But the thing that I think will kind of normalize that is that the more ETH that goes in on that side, the more attractive that it might be to put Pulse in. And then so the more Pulse goes in, then the lower that effective rate goes. So the more ETH that goes in, it'll be more attractive to put Pulse in, and that'll kind of normalize it. And hopefully the amount of ETH is roughly equal to what the market is measuring the value at. Because, once, especially as the bridge starts to get a little bit faster, somebody could put Pulse in this thing, let people use the gas, they claim the ETH, and then they go and bridge that ETH back in, and then perhaps buy their PLS back, maybe at a lower price. So there might be some arbitrage spread here for people to fund the contract with the PLS. But just, it's like a market-based system. This is kind of like a big, like Merkle Tree-based liquidity pool with like a one-time deposit and one-time redemption. So pretty interesting dynamic there. But I think that it'll result in, a fair rate for everybody. And so also another risk is that someone may not run the redeem function on your behalf to deliver your pulse for you. We're trying to incentivize this with the pool party airdrop, but nothing is forcing anyone to pay the gas to redeem on your behalf. So, that's another, like if you have no pulse and no one decides to run it, you may have to wait a while to get your pulse. So those are the risks. I think that the balance of these risks compared to the benefit that this can provide I think it is quite fair, you know. So I'm pretty pleased with how this came out. So, you know, only use the gas bridge if you can tolerate these risks. Only you are responsible for any outcomes from participating. So here it shows you just like how much is entering the contracts. So let's see what's going on here. See if that's updated since I've been talking. Okay, so it looks like some people have started to deposit, you know, ETH. So far we have 0.002 ETH and 1 PLS. So as of now, it's 500 pulse per ETH that you put in. So, you know, of course that's small, but it's just the ratio, you know, because we just started this. But this is currently live on testnet on Sepolia and PulseChain testnet v4. So I encourage you to go and try this out. So let's show you how this works. So up here, you click the connect wallet button. So now this appears. Oh, the countdown thing went away for some reason. Okay, I'll have to fix that on the other, but that's what we test for. So this lets you switch. So if you click switch network, it says choose network. You're currently connected to PLS. So you can click to Ethereum. So one thing that you have to be aware of, just on the testnet, there's something weird with the Sepolia thing, and it doesn't really let you switch over. So I put a little warning here. It says on testnet, switching to Sepolia doesn't work for some reason. Switch directly on MetaMask and refresh page. So that'll go away on mainnet, but just for some reason the testnet thing is just kind of weird. So if you want to test on the Sepolia side, if you have ETH and you want to bridge in, just go to your MetaMask, go up in the networks, and you scroll down, and Sepolia test network is there. It's default in MetaMask. So you just switch to Sepolia testnet. So I'm doing that right now. And then I'm going to do, you know, okay, so I just switched over. So now my MetaMask shows Sepolia test network. And now I'm just going to refresh the page, follow the instructions, and we are going to connect the wallet now that we're connected on the Sepolia side. And now we have this deposit. So here it says deposit ETH. Your current ETH deposits are 0 because I haven't done anything yet. So I'm going to go do 0.001 ETH. Click deposit ETH. Confirm the transaction. So the gas on this, I mean, of course it's testnet, but the gas is quite small because when you look at the contract, all it's doing is transferring ETH. So it's actually like of the smallest. It's not actually even saving anything on chain. All this is done through the smart contract events. So this contract is fully gas optimized because it's, I mean, the whole point, right? We're trying to make it so people can get gas. So sending ETH in it's just like a normal transfer fee. So click confirm. Now we wait for it to go through. We should see it refresh here once it is done. This stream is sponsored by Watermelon. Go have some watermelon today. Sometimes these testnet transactions take a little bit of time. Okay, I just see it went through. Up there. Okay, now I saw it refresh. We see these values update. And now it says your current ETH deposits are 0.001 because I just put in 0.001 Sepolia ETH. So that's how you do it on testnet or on ETH, on like the ETH testnet. So now we're going to switch the network to the PulseChain. So say you have PLS, and what if there's like a bunch of ETH in there, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, that ratio is attractive to me. So then you go in here, and you just put how much pulse you're going to put in. So your current pulse deposits. Let's see how much pulse I have in this wallet. Okay, I have enough. So I'm just going to do 1.2 pulse. We're going to deposit the pulse, confirm. Again, tiny gas because it's just a transfer. Okay, went through, refreshed. Now we see these numbers update. So, these will be important to watch. And remember, these numbers will change as new ETH and Pulse are deposited. So then the rate you see here, so it shows the two ratios, like the amount of Pulse per ETH and the amount of ETH per Pulse. That'll change over time. So people coming in after you change that rate. So when you join, you have to be certain that you're ready to join. You shouldn't assume that the rate is going to remain constant. So that's all it is on the claiming side. So now, so what happens on the back end? I guess I can show you here. Let me log into my. Here's what I'll do. I'll show you the GitHub for how I create that. So that's how you join. That's how you join the gas bridge. So then what happens? So what we'll do is we'll wait. It'll probably be like I don't know how long the mainnet one is going to run for. Might be a couple of days, not sure, but or might be a couple hours. Who knows? So as soon as the timer ticks down and it's done, so there'll be a timer ticking down. What happens is, like I described up here, the deposits will be turned off, and then all of the events will be queried, and then it will produce a list of all of the depositors on both the Pulse and the ETH side. It'll calculate the final redemption rate of ETH to Pulse or Pulse to ETH, and then the Merkle tree will be produced. And then what there will be, I don't have it here because there's nothing to show now, because there's not even a Merkle tree in there yet. But what it is it's just what will appear is a list of addresses, the amount they can claim, and a button. And then anyone can go and run those so that they can run that claim function on behalf of somebody. And then that'll deliver the Pulse to the end user. And then those people will be credited for they'll be credited for the Pulse that they can, or the pool party airdrop. So I guess there's nothing really to show on the redeem one. Maybe when we close up this test phase, we will kind of show how that redeem thing works. But yeah, so that's where it's at now. So maybe for another 30 minutes, maybe I'll add some more time just so people can test. We will continue to do this, and then we can maybe do a demo of the redemption thing. So that's it's really simple. It's literally just sending ETH or sending Pulse into the contract, and so hopefully this can be a good solution for you all. Andrew Stacks. Back at it again, man. What we do with our DC Gold Key Alex. Yes. There'll probably be another DC. Arch is going to be pissed to be wrecked as synthetic bottleneck. I don't know if he wants a bottleneck. Lay off the meth. Trying to, man. Trying. Oh, I thought you said math. PulseChain formed by the people. How long after you deposit ETH will you get Pulse? So whenever it closes out. So it'll be like a X number of hours to join, and then once that closes out, it'll probably take a couple minutes to calculate the Merkle tree and then add it to the contract, and then you'll be able to redeem from there. Depends on whether someone decides to run the function on the other side. It might happen at all, or it could happen right away. Nobody knows. Yeah, so hopefully there are people that are trying to mine the airdrops that'll do it. People with more pulse than what they care to, more pulse than than they need, because it really won't cost much to do this. Like, of all the things, like, this will be much less than a PulseX swap. It'll be slightly more than just a normal PLS transfer, and I think it'll be a little bit less than a PRC20 transfer. So it won't be very expensive. So people that were already just sending gas, they're paying more than what you would pay to do this. A short window to redemption, 1 week or so. I think a lot of people will ape in fairly quickly. It'll give a general idea. Yeah, we'll probably. Do you mean a short window before the redemption? Yeah, because we really want people to be able to get their ETH quickly. Awesome efforts. Thank you. Thank you for all your effort. Thank you so much for being here. The Texian says, so we could see a completely different price pulse here than Bridge based on demand. This extra, yeah, entirely. So factoring in the risks, factoring in the, just like the use case. We're like, while you absolutely could use this as a way to try to buy ETH or buy Pulse or sell Pulse for ETH, it's mainly geared for gas consumption. So, but if a lot of people are using it to speculate, that's what could drive it really close to that Bridge rate, which would probably be fair, so maybe it's a good thing. Matt Corner says, I'm late. What do we have here? So it's a simple GasBridge escrow contract that lets you convert ETH into Pulse and Pulse into ETH directly. I'm waiting on Supply ETH to come in. X plus sex, sex, legends. Win party very soon. Once I'm stopped distracted with PulseChain. No, so pool party is. We went over it yesterday on the stream. Really just in the final testing and optimization phase of that. It's quite extensive because it has an airdrop. It's got minting. Minting is no big deal. We've been doing that forever. So airdrop, minting, name claim thing, the ticker name NFT auctions, perpetual pool deployment, pool management, all that stuff. So it's kind of an extensive thing. So it's taking a little longer than the normal dApps and stuff, which I can get done in a couple weeks. And I'm really in no rush on this, but it's very soon. All the contracts are done. You should watch the stream yesterday where we went over all that. Hello, brother. Can you explain briefly again how it'll work and how it'll be eligible for the pool party airdrop? Okay, so if you have ETH and you want Pulse, you go to the dApp and you deposit ETH. If you have Pulse and you want to get some ETH out of it, you can go to the dApp on the PulseChain network and deposit PLS. Right now, it's just on testnet on Sepolia and PulseChain testnet before. Then, once this deposit window closes, something called a Merkle Trees generated, and there'll be two lists. One is a list of all the addresses that deposited on ETH and how much how much Pulse they're eligible to claim, and the other one is a list of all of the people that deposited Pulse and how much ETH they're able to claim. That ETH list will be uploaded to the Pulse contract. The Pulse list will be uploaded to the ETH contract, and then you can go and claim the amount that you're eligible to claim or redeem. A redeem is a better term. Anybody can run the redeem function. So to incentivize people to run this, because the whole point of this is to help people who don't have gas on Pulse be able to get some, so they don't have Pulse, so they can't run the function. These functions are public, and anyone can run this redeem function on behalf of anybody else. And so if you run this redeem function, you'll be included in the pool party airdrop. So the pool party airdrop is currently, before this, currently it's for all the Maximus DAO asset holders. So Maxi, Team, Base, Trio, Lucky, Desi, Poly, Water, DCA. So currently that's who the airdrop is going to, but now we're adding a 10th cohort of people. The gasbridge, the technical term for that concept is a relayer. You're like relaying a transaction. So gasbridge relayers. And so if you help people acquire their pulse, you get two parties. You could ask, how do I get Sepolia ETH? So there's a link on the gasbridge, like on the first page, like it pops up. Look at the bottom, faucet.sepolia.dev. I'll share it here in the couple of hours. It's even better. Yeah. You have to bridge from testnet to Sepolia. I have ETH on Ethereum chain. So don't do anything with ETH and bridging. Use the faucet. This is Sepolia's testnet. So it's a testnet of Ethereum. Mark says, take your time, party. Thank you. I mean, it's literally almost done. Once I quit goofing off on PulseChain, it'll probably be ready to launch. When mainnet for this? Maybe in like a couple hours. We're going to do a full sequence here. And I've already done a lot of testing on this myself. So I'm pretty confident that everything's going to be smooth. I'm really kind of testing the front end dApp, make sure everyone can get it done. And then maybe in a couple hours, we'll roll this out. Gotcha. Thank you so much. Perfect explanation. Thank you. Let's see what's going on Twitter. Pat Mahomes' fifth cousin says you're killing it. Thank you. 1x1 tools you can use. Love it. Sounds promising. Misha says, you're a gentleman and a scholar. There you go. Let's see how many people have done this now. Oh, wow. 60,000 test PLS and 0.03 ETH. Looks like people need to get the Sepolia. We'll say how much pulse before submit ETH. No, well, so it shows how much is currently there, but it changes every time someone deposits pulse or deposits ETH, it changes. So it's kind of like it's kind of like an auction type of system where, like, you know, so say you put in ETH, and then after a bunch of people put in pulse, then the amount of pulse per ETH goes up with each new person that puts in pulse. But if you put in ETH and a lot of other people put in ETH and no one else puts in pulse, then the amount of pulse you get goes down. So people will probably be waiting until the end to kind of do it, but you know, it's kind of like a market-based system where it's like the amount of ETH that goes in, the amount of pulse that goes in, just paired equally and just matched head to head. So that's the way it works. I'll be watching. Nice. What are the risks using PulseChain gasbridge? So I kind of explained them here. So the escrow agent could mess up or not do what what is suggested that they do. So that's one risk. The amount of of coins on the other side of the escrow contract may not be as much as you want. It's entirely based on participation. That's a risk. And someone may not run your redeem function on your behalf to deliver your pulse to you. So, we've mitigated that by trying to incentivize this with the pool party airdrop. But that's, those are the risks. So compared to your other solutions, which are to see on Twitter if someone will sell it to you over the counter, it's no more risky than that, I guess. It's probably more fair. And then this kind of system can support more people. And the more people that join, the better price everyone will get. But it certainly doesn't come without risk, but it's one of those things where, like, what's that saying? Like, drastic things require drastic measures. This is not very drastic at all. Like, it's not, it's risky, but it's not, you limit the risk by, limiting how much you put in, that's totally up to you. Like, no one's forcing you to do this. This is just a solution that I'm putting forth to allow people to, to try to get Pulse until there's kind of a more. I think ultimately there will be a permanent solution for this, but maybe will be tolerable. Igor says like a cross-chain liquidity pool. Yeah, it is very much like that. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if any new mints have been going on. Let's see what's going on. So let's look at PLS burn. So 28 million has been bridged in, 340 million hex. That's about how much. That's a little less than the amount of hex that's in Maxi. It's pretty cool. A couple $1 million of these coins ready to go in. Gas prices still kind of high. I mean, it's probably going to be the norm, right? Like, what else do you expect? Let's go to Beacon. So ECS is you built a faucet to help people get Pulse. It's kind of like a faucet, but you're not getting it for free. And the faucet is filled with people who are getting ETH for it. So, and in order to use the faucet, you have to pay ETH. So yeah, it's kind of like a self-serve faucet. I wonder if because I tried testing if it's gonna trying to see if my wrapped pulse got in. Yeah, so I mean, I tried using the bridge earlier today, and it's like this morning it still hasn't got there. So hopefully this can be a solution. Let's take a look at Dex Screener. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see what the liquidity is looking like. PulseChain. Looks like, where's EX, PX? Okay, so the copies appear to be worth about 2 cents. Wow, 182,000 liquidity. That was much greater than yesterday. So that's pretty good. I mean, if you just look at this like short-term chart. Wow. Oh no, those are USD prices. Let's see here. Wow, it's like literally almost at parity. How about that? Does that mean that the hex price is down? Maybe it's just because like the DAI. I don't know. That's because it says price USD is 2 cents. But if it's 1-to-1, and these are pretty big transactions. That's pretty good. That's really good, guys. Look at that. Who was watching this yesterday? Oh yeah, let's invert this. Right, so what does this mean? So 1 hex on PulseChain is worth 0.987 EHEX. So that's pretty good. It looks like it's squeezed down. So it's a little less. So if Pulse was to be outperforming, or if PHEX was to be outperforming, that would mean that it would be above this. Wow, that is insane. That's a hell of a chart. Euro Turtle says, wow, you're a gift to the community. Thank you. Any idea why main bridge is sending to burn address? I do not. I mean, probably because, say you're bridging out of the chain, then if you have a bridge, like a wrapped bridge token, like say you deposited hex from Ethereum through the bridge. Now you have that hex from Ethereum token, and say you bridge it back out, it burns that coin as it delivers you your coin back on Ethereum. Catcher solving problems real time. Thank you. This hex is this the only way now to get the pool party airdrop? Yes, because the snapshot for the Maximus holders has already been taken. So this currently is the only way. Let's take a look at the PulseX stuff. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, I guess that's not very aggressive. That's really not much. I don't know. I mean, considering just the tight band that's been in, it's really been ranging around this. It's really not that big of a range, but it has been kind of yoinking about from here to here. So what will this be? So one PLSX is worth 0.2575 pulse. So anytime it's gotten up to above here, quickly yoink down to here. So it seems like price really wants to hang around this range. It says there's $81 million of liquidity. Let's see the pool. Let's see the pair. Holy shit. Wait, it's a decimal. Okay, so billion, right? So million, billion. So 948 billion PulseX and 243 billion PLS. Huh. How about that? Wow. That's a lot of coins. I mean, it's probably a lot of volume. So 11 million in volume. Let's see if we can. How much fees have been generated? I guess we can look that up later. So the incentive token, that's been marching up. How about that? Look at that. $20 per incentive token. So that's a good sign. So I guess the value in PLS. So I think that means that the main driver here is probably just the PLS. Let's see, PLS. Is this the one we care about? It doesn't look as big as you'd think. Yeah, so the die. Is this the one? Can you explain why it says W for wrapped? Yeah, because the exchange smart contracts, so like the dexes, they only work for ERC20s, and Pulse, much like Ethereum, is not an ERC20. Like the native token, it's not ERC20. So in order to trade Pulse on the dexes, it has to be wrapped in an ERC20. So that's why. Fire, yep. All right, let's check in on see if more people have done the gas bridge on. There's more people putting in Pulse, not as many people putting in ETH. So I guess it's okay. So here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and Extend this a little longer. Okay. Okay, I extended it. So go ahead and keep adding. Visual ship on PulseChain. I don't know. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually just start here. I'll share this tab. We're going to go ham boat on this. We're going to generate these values. So let's do this. Actually, not yet. We'll let people do some final testing. But in the meantime, let's do this. So let's come here. And we're going to make this. So address. So the rows per page, we're going to do something like 500 just so we do that. We don't need the page controls. And we're going to do this. So we'll do label this. Add a label for label amount. And column 3 is going to be a button. Call it process. Okay. So how should we do this? So we know the end result is going to be, you can't see it now, but the end result of this is going to be a Merkle tree. So look, our hand is going to be Merkle. We should just add this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So native libraries, paste this into our native libraries. And then we're going to get our okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to do this. So values, place that. Okay. So the values that we need, let's look at our contract. So where is it? So we need the proof, we need the address, and we need the amount. So we need, here, that's the tree. And now, so let's do this. We're going to say record. So record equals that. So records is a list. And then, so our record equals dictionary. So we need our record. It's going to be, so what? So the address equals our so the R, okay, so we need R, let's see, for R and values. So it's actually R0, yeah, so R0 is the address, if I'm correct. And this is going to be amount, R1, third, proof, equals tree.getProof, this value. Okay. Okay, so we have that. Are we going to want to save this in a data table? So maybe we will. Records. So new column, text address, another column for amount, and it's a text. I know that because this is how it saves. And then what else do we need? We need a simple object. This could be the proof. And then let's also get another table. I guess what we can do here is reference, like a handy table we can use. Our reference. Okay. Okay, wow, a lot more ETH on Sepulvia has gone in. So that's good. We're going to simplify this. We're going to put it all in this. Well, we can actually do this all at once, so let's not do that. Remove this. Remove depositors. So proof chain. Okay, so this person says you gotta change the music. All right, let's change the music. Address, amount, proof, record, chain. So do I have the same music on that I did? Sell the right contract. Okay, now let's see if this works. I guess here, I'm going to do this. No, we can actually run it twice, so we'll do it. The ETH contract. We're going to build a tree for the ETH depositors because we're turning off. Actually, no, here's what we're going to have to break this up because we're going to want to do it separately. I guess we can do it for both. Okay, so here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut this off now. Okay, so let's do this. So Okay, I'm now going to stop the deposits because I'm not connected there. Okay, so now the deposits are done. So now in Sepolia, what we're going to do is build the Merkle trees. Come on, no errors. Okay. So we got that one. Okay, now let's go to deposits. Switch the network over to PulseChain. Okay, so it looks like that worked. Okay, so now we have that. Let's set up the redeem. Yeah, let's. Okay, now the last step is to activate the redemption phase. The last thing I'm doing is I'm activating the redemption phase. Okay. All right. Just realized you guys weren't even looking at the right screen. It's okay. Here we are. This. So we don't need to show, let's see. We don't need to show redeemed. We don't need to show Merkle root. We don't need to show the chain. We don't need to show the proof. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to pull in all of the rows of users and then display them so people can process them. And this should be the last thing we need to do. So check our data table here. Forms can search, that's fine. Okay, so that'll populate these. Now let's go into here. So now let's do label address dot text equals these guys. Format self.item address first 4 0 through 4 comma self.item address last 4 self.label amount text equals format it 3F. Okay, so we're going to check if it has already withdrawn. So the first thing we're going to do is let's get a write contract. Read contract we need, huh? Get event form, get contract read. All right, let's see if this works. Oh, name. It's actually too late because I turned it off and then took the snapshot. Invalid Merkle proof. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, duh, it might be this dumb. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think what happened is I added the wrong Merkle root to the wrong contract, so I can quickly edit that. If that's the problem, then I will know what to do for mainnet. That's the, okay. I know what to do now. I added the wrong root to the wrong chain. So good thing I designed it to be fixable. So perfect. Okay. So now let's do the other chain. Perfect. Now we switch back to testnet. Okay. Perfect. Okay, well, we know that's going to work, so why don't we go in here and see where we messed up. I think it's just as simple as this. Okay. All right, so if you've stuck with us, you can go relay some transactions. So go ahead and try that out. If you have done that, or even if you didn't do this, you can do it on behalf of people. So why don't you go try it out? I do have to get going pretty soon. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to post this one. I'm getting off in about 5 minutes. Okay. So we should be able to go in here and relay. Let's see if the transaction is going to work. Yep. All right, you guys. So go ahead and try that out if you haven't. I do have to get going right now, but thanks for everyone sticking with me. We got a lot done. This is an exciting thing. So far it looks like everything's good. So we'll probably do one last review on everything, and then probably turn this live either tonight or tomorrow. So get excited. I got to hop off, but until then, we'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good day, everybody.